Ethan's Journey, the True Meaning of Wealth. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Ethan who lived in a small village. He worked on a small farm inherited from his family, laboring from dawn to dusk in the fields. The villagers admired Ethan for his dedication and hard work. But Ethan had much bigger dreams. He didn't just want to make a mark in his field. He wanted to make a mark on the world. One day, a merchant passing through the town caught Ethan's attention. The merchant had made a great fortune selling goods from distant lands. Ethan approached him, eager to learn the secret to his success. The merchant offered him a single piece of advice. Wealth is not just about having money, but about seeing opportunities and seizing them. These words echoed in Ethan's mind. One day, while working in his field, he noticed some shiny stones in the soil. At first, he thought they were ordinary rocks, but then he remembered the merchant's advice. He took the stones to the village jeweler, who revealed that they were precious gems and that Ethan had stumbled upon a great fortune. With the wealth from the gems, Ethan didn't immediately spend it lavishly. He decided to invest wisely. He expanded his farm, hired more workers, and soon owned the largest agricultural enterprise in the village. With his earnings, he also gave back to the community, helping the poor, providing education, and developing his village. Over time, Ethan became known not just in his village, but in neighboring towns as well. His wealth wasn't just measured by the money he made, but by the impact he had on others and his contributions to society. He never forgot the merchant's advice. Wealth is not only financial, but also about the value you bring to others. And so, Ethan lived his life as a man rich in both fortune and spirit, earning the respect and admiration of everyone around him. Jake's Quest: Unlocking the True Treasure. Once upon a time, in the shadowy backstreets of a vast city, there lived a young man named Jake. His life was filled with hardships. Every morning, he would deliver packages all over the city on an old bicycle, and by evening, he would collapse from exhaustion in a small, run-down room. He had no family and barely any money in his pocket, but Jake's greatest treasure was the unyielding hope that flickered in his eyes. One night, while working at the warehouse, Jake encountered a mysterious man. The man was sharply dressed and had an air of mystery around him. With a smug smile, the man asked Jake, "Is this how you plan to spend your life, or will you chase real opportunities?" Jake, startled but intrigued, replied, "What kind of opportunities?" The man handed him an old rusty key. "This key opens a secret door in the abandoned part of the city, but be warned, you'll never know what lies behind it until you open it. If you're brave enough, go and see for yourself." The next morning, Jake set out to find the door. In the desolate parts of the city, among forgotten buildings, he finally came upon a rusty door that hadn't been touched in years. His heart pounded as he slowly inserted the key into the lock and turned it. The door creaked open. Inside, there was nothing but darkness and an old chest in the middle of the room. Jake cautiously approached the chest and opened it, only to find it empty. His heart sank in disappointment. But just then, an ancient map slid out from the bottom of the chest. The map marked the location of a hidden treasure. Without hesitation, Jake embarked on a long journey to find it. During this adventure, Jake discovered much more than just a material treasure. He realized the strength of his spirit in the face of challenges. Along the way, he made new friends, learned new skills, and most importantly, strengthened his belief in himself. When he finally found the treasure, it was filled with gold and jewels. But Jake understood that the true wealth was in the lessons he had learned and the person he had become. Upon his return, Jake was no longer just a poor delivery boy. He had become a man who had unlocked the mysteries of life, someone whose courage and perseverance made him rich beyond measure. The wealth was now in his grasp. Jake's greatest triumph was discovering the strength within. From that day on, Jake promised himself he would never let an opportunity pass him by, and he lived each day in pursuit of new adventures. Adrian's choice: wealth and true happiness. Once upon a time, there was a young and ambitious man named Adrian. He lived in a bustling city and worked a mundane office job every day. As he commuted to work, he gazed at the towering skyscrapers, dreaming of wealth and becoming a successful entrepreneur. To him, riches were the key to freedom and power. One day, Adrian unexpectedly ran into an old friend. This friend had started a small business a few years back and was now driving a luxury car and wearing expensive clothes. When Adrian asked how he had become so successful, his friend shared a secret. Success comes from taking bold risks. If you take the right risks at the right time, wealth will follow. These words echoed in Adrian's mind. From that moment on, he decided to change his life. He quit his job to start his own business and invested all his savings into launching an e-commerce platform. At first, things were tough. Customers were few, costs were high, and there were many moments when he considered giving up, but he always remembered his friend's words. The right risk brings great rewards. Over time, Adrian's business began to grow. Within a few years, he amassed a fortune worth millions of dollars. He owned a luxurious home in the city's upscale district, had a garage full of high-end cars, and lived a life that allowed him to travel the world. He was rich and had everything he desired. However, as Adrian reveled in his newfound wealth, he realized something was missing in his life. Despite enjoying the freedom and luxury that money provided, he felt an emptiness that never seemed to fade. The material riches didn't bring him happiness. One day, he encountered a former colleague from his old job. This colleague still worked at the same company, but appeared genuinely happy with the little he had. Intrigued, Adrian asked, "How can you be so content with so little?" The colleague smiled and replied, "True wealth is being able to find joy in what you have." From that day forward, Adrian decided to infuse new meaning into his life. He began seeking deeper, more lasting fulfillment beyond money. He chose to use his wealth not just for a lavish lifestyle, but to help others and make a difference in his community. Adrian discovered that true richness was not merely about making money. It was about living a meaningful life. Now, as a man with both wealth and inner peace, he filled the void within himself and found genuine happiness. Ethan, by discovering valuable gems by chance and building great wealth, managed to improve not only his life, but also the welfare of his community. Jake, through confronting the darkness behind a key and realizing his inner strength during a challenging journey, came to understand the true treasure he found in his perseverance. And Adrian, upon discovering that true happiness lies not just in material wealth, but in the quest for meaning in life, chose to use his riches not only for personal gain, but to help others and contribute to society, transforming each of their stories into a testament to the power of determination, motivation, and personal growth.